Hey guys, it's Mandy and welcome back to my channel, Just One More Bag 01. If you are new here, I generally talk about luxury bags, travel, wine, and sometimes Yorkies too. So if those are things that you're interested in, I invite you to please subscribe to my channel to keep up with me and what I have going on. If you've been here before and you're returning, thank you so much for joining me again. And I hope that you have subscribed by now. And if you haven't, I hope that you would please consider subscribing right now. For today's video, I want to first start off by apologizing because I am a bit frazzled. I am procrastinating a little bit on my packing for my work trip to Europe, and it's actually quite late right now, and I'm trying to get everything done, and I wanted to just get this one last video out. So today I have a little coach reveal that I'm going to do with everybody, and then I thought it'd be kind of fun to go through my Europe wish list while I'm there. You know, it is a work trip, so I'm not going to have much time at all. Unfortunately, the trade show hours are very long, and then we have customer dinners each night, and you know, we'll just be with coworkers who we don't see that often. So I do really just have some time the first day that I arrive, that evening, a little bit by myself after dinner time, and I was able to score an appointment at Hermes. I am going to try to go to Louis Vuitton, but since I know I don't have much time, I'm really just going to focus on Hermes for this trip. So one thing that kind of started my day off bad is my trusty travel coach bag. I love this little crossbody bag. It's super old and I really only ever use it when I travel. As I mentioned before, that I don't really love to carry a lot of my more expensive designer bags when I am traveling abroad and I'm just not familiar with where I'm going, and I just don't like to have the logos all displayed all over when I could potentially be making some large purchases as well. I just feel like less is more in those type of situations. So this is one of the bags that I always carry with me because it is a bit of a darker color. I think it's a little more understated and it's a great size for all my needs. One of the things is that I want to be able to fit my passport in here because you do need that when you are doing your VAT tax refund paperwork. So unfortunately, when I opened this, well, I guess fortunately too, I realized that there was some gum inside of my purse. No idea how that happened, but unfortunately, this bag has to go in the trash. So I was pretty bummed. So I asked my husband if he could quickly take me up to the Coach outlet. That's about 15-20 minutes away from me. Again, as I mentioned, unfortunately, I procrastinated a little bit and I didn't have much time to figure out what I was going to do. But I got lucky and I scored a couple cute things, so I thought I would share them with you. The first thing was on clearance, they had one of their little notebooks. I don't know about you guys, but I can't get enough of the notebooks, notebook covers. I love lemons. I love cherries. I actually have the Coach cherry one that I'm using for work right now. And I picked up this lemon one. I plan to really use this for my YouTube content. So it's just a cover, and then it comes with the Coach notebook just with the lines on it for planning purposes. It's not an agenda cover. It's more of just a notebook cover. And then I do just get refills off Amazon, just plain little books. I can also buy them at Walmart. But I thought I'd just share this with you guys. You know, it is on sale right now. It's a great little gift for yourself, something kind of fun and nice. They did have some of the Coach signature design that I saw today too, in like the lighter khaki color brown. So the main reason I went was for a new bag. So I picked up this cutie, and I apologize, I don't know what this bag is actually called, but it is a nice little leather crossbody, and I thought that it was a really elegant design. It's just a really nice leather. It's very nice and soft. It has the Coach in gold on it, and I thought it was just a really nice little way to elevate your outfit, but it's still understated too. So this is what I plan on carrying around Europe with me. I'm able to fit my passport in there and my card holder, so you know, it works out perfectly for me, and it was a great price. I think that this came to around It was just under $100. And then I also found this really great little wallet just to match. Now this does have the signature C design on it. It has a little zip with compartment for some change or bills. And then I liked that it had the nice little see-through pouch here for my ID. So this is perfect for what I'll need because I really just bring a couple credit cards and minimal bills actually too. And this was $39 only. So both of these came to like 150 bucks. And now I have a great little bag to travel around Europe with. And I think it's very nice and elegant and classy. So I can dress it up, I can dress it down. So I'm really excited about that. So if you guys are looking for something similar, you might want to consider checking out the Coach outlet. You know, why not? It's a good deal and it has some nice stuff there. So let's talk about my Europe wish list now. And I have to remind myself that I only have one suitcase. So we'll see what I actually end up with. So let's start with SLGs at Hermes. And I'll try to pop some pictures up too while I'm talking about these items. And if you guys do have any of these items, I'd love to hear from you for some feedback on what you think of them, how they've been working out for you, or if you have any other suggestions, maybe something else I should get in place of it. So the first SLG I want to get is the Bastia wallet. I'm thinking potentially in a pink color or maybe a black, maybe even mint green or gray if they have it. You know, it's really just dependent on what they have. You guys may recall that recently I've started purchasing the Duo Calvi wallet and I'm in love with that. So I thought the Bastia wallet would be a nice little addition. I've heard that that actually works out a little bit better as a change holder. But I've also seen people place some other items in there, like maybe a shout wipe or just a couple other odds and ends, just a nice little holder to help organize your purse. So that's the first thing I'm going to be looking for. The other SLG I'm looking for is the notebook cover. And I might be saying this wrong, the Ulysses notebook cover. And I need to actually see the sizes that they have. I think I'm picking between the PM or the MM. The mini would be a little bit too small. The GM is definitely going to be just a little too large for me, I feel. I believe that the PM is the largest size that you can actually have an agenda in from Hermes. So my understanding is that you need to purchase the first refill or fill of paper for the notebook because there's the clip piece that connects to the notebook itself. Then beyond that, you could purchase from Amazon or somewhere else. You just need that connector piece for your notebook. The next thing I want to look at is a pair of Orans. And I know everybody has Orans, but I think they're cool still. And for me, they're actually very comfy. I'm loving my blue broom ones that I got. I've been wearing them and I really like them. But I saw these black with the chain design on them. And I have not seen that here in the US, so I'm gonna peek and see if they have that. And you know, that might be something I want to pick up. And then I'm trying to be very hopeful about some bag charms. So I'd either like to get the Rodeo PM charm, and I'm not really particular on the color that I want to get for that. I'm hoping that I could pick up a new bag and kind of have that on standby or just use it on one of my other bags. Maybe the green with the purple or black or something, but again, it all depends on what they have. And then one I do kind of have my heart set on is the Rodeo Pegasus charm. Now for this, I would definitely want to get the gray color, and I would love to place that on my Picotin. I have the Rose Sakura Picotin, and then my Twillies on it have like a gray and a light blue on them. So I thought that would just complement it and look really pretty. So fingers crossed that we can work out one of these bag charms or two if I'm really lucky. I have not seen them on the US website in the past couple weeks at all. I have seen them on the Europe sites though, so I'm trying to be hopeful there. All right, next, moving on to ready to wear. So I actually do not have any Hermes ready to wear, and I truly don't really have any luxury to wear, ready to wear, excuse me, now that I think about it outside of shoes. One of the reasons for that, you guys probably don't know this about me, but I've actually lost 145 pounds over the past 2.5 years. So when I was at a much heavier weight, you know, buying ready to wear wasn't an option. But now I do feel that I've kind of stabilized in my weight loss and I've been maintaining. So I feel like now could be a good time to maybe invest in a couple pieces. So the first item that I want to look at is the denim skirts, and it has the chain of anchor design on them. So I've seen it in a really pretty light blue, and then I've also seen it in a black, and I believe they also have an orange that I've seen as well. So the light blue is the one that I'm really kind of going for. So hopefully they'll have that, but you know, it all depends on if they have my size. So we'll see what they have and how it fits and if I like that. The other thing I saw is that there's another printed mini skirt. It's the Pale Froy Remix, and I apologize if I'm saying that wrong. Now, I'm not sure if I'm really going to like this though. I do see they have it in a nice gray and white color, but it looks a little bit more like a sweatshirt material to me, and that she's wearing a sweatshirt with it. Now that may be very comfortable. I don't know, I'll have to check it out. And I really just want to see what that looks like in person and what that looks like on me. I don't know that I necessarily want to pay that much for a sweatshirt material if that's all it is. I did see that they have another dress in that same design, and this dress, which I'll pop up on the screen, does look like it may not be the sweatshirt material. So I'll check that out too and see if any of those work and kind of go from there. All right, last, of course, this is definitely a wish list, but I mean, hey, if you're there and you're in Europe and you can get a bag for a lower cost than you'd pay here, you definitely got to try. So the next bag that I'm really looking for is the In the Loop bag. And I'd really like that either in a black or a gray, I think, something a little darker, since I do have the pink Picotin and it's a similar style of bucket bag. I thought that that would be nice. I did see that they have had some in the canvas that, you know, I think that looks okay. It's actually two-tone. The body of the bag is the canvas material, and then they've had the straps in a leather. So I've been stalking the website really over the past month, and I've seen quite a few different color combinations. Right now they have one that's more like it's more of a lighter color, almost a cream, and then they have the Rouge H red-ish design on the handles. I didn't really care for that one. So truly, I'd really like to get a leather one if possible. Then kind of neck and neck with the In the Loop, but a little bit under. If I had to pick between the two, I definitely pick the In the Loop bag. And then I would also be looking at a garden party. And I think the right size for me is probably a 30. I would look at the 23 and see just how big that is exactly, but I think I'm really leaning towards the 30. I would also like to get an Evelyn at some point. I'm thinking the 16 would be the right size for me, and I really envision it to be similar to my Coach bag I have to throw away, honestly, from a size comparison. I think the only thing I won't like about the Evelyn is that it doesn't have a zipper at the top. I really do want to have zippers on most of my bags. When my husband and I were coming home from Thailand a couple years ago, I actually lost my passport in the airport in security, and it was a nightmare, and it was because I took a bag that did not have a zipper. So from this point on, I always have my zipper bag. I'll show that to you guys maybe in one of my next videos, my ride or die travel bag that I always take. All right, so again, In the Loop, Garden Party, Evelyn, and there's one other bag which I have been seeing on the websites, but I've never seen it in person, and I haven't really seen many people talk about it. It's this Sac Mini Mador. Now, I've seen it on the websites in black and also a green color, I believe. I think the black's pretty cool. I don't know exactly how big that is, if it's more of just a fun little evening bag that maybe you take out here or there. So I'd like to look at it at least and check it out. I don't know how realistic it is that I would actually purchase it, but I figure, hey, if they have it, I might as well look at it and see if it is something that could be a cool addition to my collection. Last but not least, of course, a Birkin 30 or 25. I think for me, I would probably lean more towards a 25. And I know the chances of that are probably slim to none, but I mean, hey, you never know if the Birkin gods are going to be in your favor or not. And, you know, nothing's ever going to happen if you don't ask. So I'm not going to be back at this store probably for years. So if I make them upset or mad that I asked, you know, oh well, what are you going to do? So I hope to have a couple videos posted maybe while I am in Europe. I'm actually going to be in Barcelona for this trade show. So I'll try to take a couple videos if I can of some of the stores potentially, if they will let me film in there. And if not, you know, I'll definitely have an unboxing. I don't know exactly what I'll score, but, you know, I will definitely have something to show you guys at the end, hopefully. If I am able to make it in Louis Vuitton, I'm not even exactly sure what I want to look at. There's just kind of things I always look at while I'm there. You know, I always look at the bags. I would potentially look at the denim Neverfull, even though I feel like it is kind of out of season now. But that's something that I had been looking at and considering, but who knows. Well, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you soon. Again, if you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing and like the video if you liked anything I talked about. And I would love to hear some feedback from you guys on my wish list and get your thoughts if there's anything you think that I have to definitely try to get, while I'm there, or if there's anything you think I should definitely stay away from. All right, guys, have a great day. Thank you so much. Bye.